So one of the important part of Rastafari, even though it's not the main thing, is locks. And some Rastas push it even further and say, in the Bible, number 6, it tells you that when a man take a vow at the Nazarene, no razor shall come upon his head until the days of his separation.
So without any further ado, please give a loud round of applause and respect to Mutabaruka.
All right, we're going to get right into the reasoning here with the great Mutabaruka. And the first question I have for you is, for those unaware, right, can you explain what Rastafari is?
What Rastafari is we alone upon this thing for the whole day. God, that's a long. Rastafari is a movement started from the 30s. It's a liberation movement. Leonard Howell was the one who declared Haile Selassie because he said, we have a problem when we start to hail the King of England. And when Haile Selassie was crowned in 1930, he said, we do have to hail up now, white king. We have a black king now, or a redeemer has come 2nd of November 1930. So it is what we call a movement against colonialism, slavery, and oppression. From that time until now, it has become a cultural expression of black people domiciled on those former slave plantation islands. And it has stepped further and further and moved till people now who that it called the enemy is now joining the group. But we still continue as a force to be reckoned with, given that we came with a different perception and concept of what would I call now how people view the Bible and how people view themselves in the Western world. Yeah. Because one of the main things is that our interpretation of the Bible seems to conflict with a whole heap of different people perception and perspective of the Bible. And we no longer say, just like how we no longer say the King of England, we no longer say a white Jesus, because the whole of we grew up with a white Jesus on the wall, grandmothers and parents look upon the Jesus on the wall. I don't care what you say, you're conscious. Anytime you close your eye and think upon the Savior, Jesus is a white man, you see. And we can't make a white man, God save you from white man oppression. That's madness. Because the white God, who the white man serve, allow him to really come into Africa and take our parents and make them become and enslave them. And now we see those slaves right now is worshiping the same God to free them from the white man. It's crazy. White man God bring you in a slavery, and now you pray to white man God to get you out of slavery. So that is part of the Rastafari vibes where we say, no, we have to create our own thing. And not care how weird and strange and mad it look. We say our Redeemer in an Emperor Haile Selassie the first. We don't preach no sky God. We say God as us, I and I, as would I say. We are talking about the I in the I, not you and me, no second person. I and I is one. And we see Africa as our redemption. We see Africa as the motherland for all black people. And we see Marcus Garvey as that father of Pan-Africanism. So we always talk about Pan-Africanism where we say, it's Africa. It's Africa. We not give up Africa. I mean, a whole heap of black people give it up, but Rasta continue, no matter how it look, no matter how it stay, we say, Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. And we also infiltrate our music that help to push it, even though Rastafari don't come with no school, we don't come with no church, no mosque, no temple. we say no, that your temple is your body. Your body is a temple. And what you do with your body and how you keep your body is very important. So we have certain cultural expression that define Rastafari over the years. One, the lax is the most visible expression of Rastafari culture. And we are aware that it's not everybody who lax is Rasta. But we know that that is what we give to the Western world. And we're not saying that Rasta is the only group of people we have lax in them culture. If you go to India and you say the Sadhus, you know, we talk about the Mama in Tanzania, and we talk about others in Nigeria where the lax is very profound. But Rastafari elevate that and recognize that it's very important that we keep ourselves as who we are, not as when them bring we here. Because if you notice, I don't know if you know, but the first thing them do when them capture the African them in Africa is cut off them ear, shave them, like my brethren now. Hush, 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 hush. Yeah, them shave them and send them on here. So we have a problem now with locks. In Jamaica, you can't get a job with the locks on. Children have to fight. We've been fighting for years to make them stop, tell people that them can't come to school without them with locks. And we win that battle. We win that battle. We now legislate it that you can't stop a youth to go to school because him have locks. So one of the important part of Rastafari, even though it's not the main thing, is locks. And some Rastas push it even further and say, in the Bible, Numbers 6, it tells you that when a man take a vow at the Nazarene, no razor shall come upon his head until the days of his separation. And if you look upon all the judges in the Bible, all of them did carry locks. The main one that most of you might know is Samson. Samson have locks in his head until make a little white woman come cut it off. It's really strange. And them says it's strength, is him strength. But that is a very important part of the expression of Rastafari. The next thing is food. Food, very important. And I think it's one of the most important things in a Rasta, outside of the ganja. But the food, we have always recognized that the temple is very important to how you function physically and mentally. So what you eat is who you are. And really and truly, right now, we don't see that thing there create any great thing amongst black people when them go to the fast food and all these things. Because right now, even the people them want to make the fast food until they say, fast food going to kill you quick. And that is really the way to go on. So Rastafari over the years has promoted a thing named Ital. Ital Livity, Ital food. Ital food is the separation of anything medical. When we say medical now, we are talking about things that is man-made, processed, all these things, out of the food. So we eat it as natural, what we call ital. Means it's of no additives. No additives. So most Rastafari would prefer, even though it's very difficult now, they prefer to have them food void of any chemical processing, anything added, subtracted, or taken away from it. It's very important to the Rasta man to get him food as natural as possible, but as we say, we move the word natural and say ital, which come now to the language. The language of the Rasta man is very unique in that we use the English language to fight the English language. What we mean by that? Just like when we say ital, people say natural. Now, I is a very important aspect of the Rastafari language. I and I. People say, what kind of foolish thought that? I and I. I say, yes, because you and me, or me and you, you get into a second person thing. So when a man say you and me, or me and you, the you refer to the next person. In the Rastafari language, there is no second person. Everyone is I. So when you look at a man, you say I and I, means say I and the next man. There's no plurality in the Rastafari language. Very important. It might sound like semantics, but it is not. It's something that develops the spiritual awakening and spiritual consciousness to a next level, where we recognize that everything connected, everything. So when you say the man or the next man, you say the I refer to the spiritual awakening of the person. And the language goes on like that. You know, instead of your Rasta man say, oppressor, we say, no, you can't oppress something, you don't press it. You hear Peter sing them thing, don't press a man. The man know what I talk about. And there's language like that that keep coming into the vocabulary of the Rasta man, where old people look at and say, what kind of foolishness is that? But we hear people use it now. We hear people use it because when I say I and people say it's foolishness. We see the man them come with that thing named iPhone, iPad, all sort of I. And we know nobody say foolishness. What the I in the phone mean? Nobody, most people don't know. The man them in San Francisco will develop it. Them know what them say, maybe it's Rasta them here with it. Maybe it's Rasta them here with it. They come to Jamaica and say, oh, that sounds great, man. iPhone. Them say, I decided to say, you can say iPhone, iPad, iTunes, this, all of that. So right away we recognize the I as one, not many. The I is one. So when you say, when Rastaman say man and man is one still, Rastaman don't have no men in him language. As a matter of fact, men and people means a whole heap of man. Him gone in the homosexual thing now. Because I refer to more than one man is men. And relate that to gay people. The next thing we realize is that ganja is a distraction from the whole concept of Rastafari a whole heap of time. Because a whole heap of people feel say, as a matter of fact, the first tribulation against Rasta in Jamaica, 1952 and 1963, was the understanding according to the system is that these people have smoked too much ganja, that is why them so mad. That is why them chatter all them foolishness say. That is why them ear look so. Because them associate the ganja with crazy people. And now we recognize it's madness. Them is the mad one. Because what we see in Jamaica right now, them decriminalize ganja. And just recently we say this president, Joe Biden, pardon hundreds of men who did in a prison for ganja. And we just hear the lady, what's her name, Kamala, say when she become president, she's going to legalize ganja. Legalize ganja. Can you believe that? In America, we fight against it so. And we say a man come named Peter Tass, say legalize it and then we'll advertise it. And now most people right now recognize the value of this thing when named ganja. Now we must tell you that ganja is not a gateway to Rasta. Our people feel say, "True, you smoke ganja, you are Rasta." Not go so. You know, if you smoke ganja for be a Rasta. All people feel that way there. And believe it or not, as I sit down here so, and maybe that man you know, most of my life I'm a Rasta, but how much? 50 years I gone. I never smoke ganja yet. Never, ever, ever. I never do for roll a spliff. But the amount of chalice when I pass around to my brethren them is unbelievable. But we recognize that ganja is not a detriment to Rastafari development. As a matter of fact, it's a more development to the upliftment of Rastafari. But them fight against it so much that it become a problem to them, not to Rasta. So Rasta continuously now. I tell you, say you ask about Rasta. I tell you, it's going to take a little while.
I wanted to ask that I know early in the trial there was a heavy tribulation, like a big fight against Rastafari, right? I wanted to know how the teachings of both Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey kind of gave you that strength to try through.
We don't come to that still. We don't come to that. You see, because of what them call it, the outcasting of Rastafari, a lot of the things that we come up with as youth did look outrageous to parents. So as I want start to say Rasta now, you have to leave your mother house. She don't want no Rasta business in her house. And even though you not do nothing bad and terrible, Rasta is a no-no. But over the years, we have come to know Rasta as a legitimate voice for African people and black people all over the world. And the tribulation that Rasta go through is not nice. 1963 was the most devastating violence against Rasta in Jamaica. Devastating that Rasta couldn't walk on the road in Jamaica. Anywhere them see Rasta, not only the men and people, when we call the system, but the normal people them. Any Rasta with them sit on the road, them grab you and trim you, or them carry you, go lock you up in a police station. And the Prime Minister of Jamaica, who is now them called a national hero, went to a place named Montego Bay, a place named Coral Garden, and decided them to wage a war against Rasta, that you have to get rid of these people. That is exactly what him say, you have to get rid of these people. Him say if the prison can't hold them, Bogue Hill go and hold them, and Bogue Hill is a cemetery. It's the most cruel thing ever happened to any citizen of Jamaica. We're a group of people. You can't walk on the road. You have to hide. There's a woman named Miss Enid where she wrap up her husband in a mattress for 3 days. Can't get him out, can't take him out. If police hear you, him gone to prison, or them kill him. Now what for people that never know so that did go on in Jamaica. 1963. The Coral Garden incident, Google it and you will see it. It's a terrible thing. And now we see it come further and further down the line where these people in a place named Pinnacle, that's what 1952, a man named Leonard Howell, who's the man who them say is him start up the Rastafari vibes. Them go up there and mash him about 500 people up there, self-sufficient. People that talk about self-sufficient. Rastafari was the first group of people who create a self-sustained group in the hills of St. Catherine. And them go up there and burn down the place and disperse all of the people them, the Rasta people them up there. And them have to run go a country. Some of them take it in a Kingston, in a place named Bakawal. And down there, amongst the filth, amongst the cardboard, amongst the garbage, Rasta living at that. And if them living at that, him still a turn to people and I say, one love. Love my brethren, love my sister. I quote Bible verse and all them someday. Until a next man come and mash it up and create a community named Tivoli Garden, where it become a garrison for him political henchmen them and violence during the 70s and 80s. It was a gang place, political gang place for the Jamaica Labour Party, was still govern Jamaica. And them wage a war against Rasta again. But guess what? We're still there. We're still there. And the more them fight is the more we fight. And now we say them can't stop it because we say Rasta all over the world are hail up Haile Selassie.
And Muda, I just want to jump back. Just tell us how Marcus Garvey's teaching really inspired you on your tribe.
Marcus, well, that's not me, but I say I get introduced to Marcus Garvey by Marcus Garvey's son. He used to teach me when we used to go to school, Kingston Technical High School. He used to teach me. And another brother named Loxley Comrie was a Black Panther, Black Power man. Now Marcus Garvey, I never know at the time, but I listened to his son, And I go in my wife's house, Marcus Garvey wife, Amy Jakes Garvey, I go to her house, we sit down with her and I listen to her and I talk and them something there. But when we start to read the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey, where we continue to say the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey is more important than the Bible. We have said that non-apologetically. It's more important than the Bible. Now, when you're looking at that book, and you see a man that direct you to Africa, and him direct you to self-reliance, and direct you to yourself. And him even go as far as say, in the philosophy, look here, man, the white man have a white God, the Jews have a Jewish God, the Chinese have a Chinese God. We, though little it might be, must worship God through Ethiopia. It's one of the only places in the philosophy and opinions. Marcus Garvey say, Ethiopia direct. Him say, we must worship God through Ethiopia. Now, when I go to school and I see all them things there, you know, it inspire me. Come here and say, what? Rasta man, I said at the time it wasn't a Rasta. I just talk about black power. I love Huey Newton and Angela Davis, all them people there, you know, Stokely Carmichael. But now we go read and we realize the black power movement is more of a political thing, social thing. The Rastafari was more than just a social political thing. It was a spiritual connection. So it not only embraced the social perspective, but the spiritual thing of black people. Because every black nation have a spirituality in them that white people don't like. Them don't like it. So when we as youth come up now and say, Marcus Garvey, we start to read through Marcus Garvey, and Marcus Garvey say, Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad. We ourselves now start to say, yes, as youth in our teenager life. We say, yes, at this may I work with now, you know. And then when we connect it now to the Rastafari community, when we hear the Rasta them talk, and we start to come amongst Rasta, we say, but this is a complete thing. This is not just a social thing, or this is not just like a church thing. It's two things combined, and that as a youth, that is what we are searching for in our youth age. And from that time until now, we maintain that.
All right, and I know the people want to know, for those who are unaware. Fire, when you stop wearing shoes?
See it now, I little pick the question that, you know, but why you don't wear shoes? I little pick the question, we don't know, about 50 years ago.
What inspired that, though? What
Sit
inspired
again,
you
no,
to stop wearing shoes?
Eh?
What inspired that, though?
You see where the hills, we just decide, come here, used to wear on Pamed neither, you know. You know, see, we used to just stay a certain way. But we come out of the hills and we say, you know something, I don't really feel like it's necessary for wearing no shoes. I'm going to see if this is going to stop me from attain or maintain whatsoever people say. Boy, for your locks, so you don't have no shoes, you're a madman. I remember the first time one of my family see me in the Migla town. She just come from foreign, and when she see me, and she say, them call me Roy. And she say, Roy, are you that? I say, wait, what I'm Darrell? Lord Jesus Christ, look for Roy. Him get mad. Pure nice at me, I look up and say, everybody, I look for me. I say, wait, this is what it is. What people have about no shoes and locks is the worst thing you can do to yourself. If you don't wear no shoes and no, so I'm say, all right, I'm a stubborn man. I'm going to go through. I'm going to say, how deep I'm going to get in the hole if I wear my locks and not wear no shoes. And from that time until now, we don't put it on. And when people say, hey, Muta, you see, if you go for visa, you have to go cut off your locks, you know. And I say, Rasta man cut off them locks to get visa. When them go to them, don't get the visa. And people say, they have to go up on the plane without shoes. Them not going to allow you up on the plane without shoes, you know. And I say, let me see how that go work. And I don't know no Jamaica apart from some artists, older artists, not all young artists now. Because nobody now go do that now. I don't see most Jamaican no go when me go in the world. And me go there without shoes. And me see people I say, boy, man, I would love to do what you do. And them can't do it. Them can't do it. So, but I say, why not in that way from do nothing? So, me just, but it's not no great spiritual thing, you know. It's just defiance. It's like a defiant person. I say, me nah wear no shoes, and I go see what happen. And so, me go 6 confident. 6 continent, me say, come here, I say confident, I sound like Donald Trump. 6 continent, me go. Me no go Antarctica yet. I plan to go there. Without shoes. Because I'm going to the Mataran, you know the Mataran? Yeah man, about mountain in Mataran, it depends on the back, Mataran, in Switzerland. We go there. And when we step out of the bus, we say, white people are shake like a damn cool. Because them can't believe, say, I'm never never bridge, you know, do it too, you know. Because I'm not the only Rasta. You ever worry for Rasta and wear shoes at Jamaica? It's just that me is the most out the one where people say. But it's a part of that we come up in, you know, when the Rasta them when me come up with never used to wear shoes. You know, see, it's not no like, wow, you know, this and that, a normal thing. So, me just make it a part of me. You know, I go anywhere. That don't mean say if a man refuse me to go somewhere, I must put it on, I won't put it on, you know. Because I don't say, me stop wearing shoes, you know. Just that most people never see me in a shoes yet. Like my children, them. My last children, a child of 40 years old, she never see me in no shoes yet. But when I say, it's not that me have something against shoes.
Not like no religious vibe or nothing.
No, it's a defiance when I feel, say, as someone wants to stay. I have a nice wife. And she not tell me, say, she now go to the car and have her shoes. As a matter of fact, she just say, boy, if she ever see me look like me, I look at that shoes, say, where you look at that for? You understand? So, yeah, we don't stay that way there. We don't stay that way there.
All right, then. And I want to talk about a famous quote I always heard you say. You say that people with the most information have the most inspiration, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the importance, though, of actually applying information. I notice in this time a lot of people acquire information, but they don't apply it. One of the things I've always been impressed with about you is that you're always evolving in the tribe, and you apply information. So what words would you give to those who struggle with that part of acquiring versus the application?
I see the person with the most information and them are going to govern the whole thing, you know. That is really where it reaches now, because I always say inspiration without information leads to superstition. And if you really check it, the people that with the less information is them is the most superstitious people. Because everything, there's a story about somebody have a house and every night them go to bed, them ears like something that drop on the house top or drop on the house top. And them afraid. Nobody no want to go out there go look. Them wait till morning. Them wait till morning. But when them go there, them not see nothing on the house top. So they might give it over to supernatural or some superstitious thing. So this person now decides, say, they might go sit up the night and watch what happen. When them sit up, you know what happen? Somebody had throw ice on the house top. Another man in the ice melt. And them not see nothing on the house top. So it's that we are talking about now. Examining the thing. Before you process it in your head, say, it's just some supernatural thing. And most black people, I'm not talking about black people now, most black people have a certain superstitious nature that them hand it down to the younger one, and the younger one come with the foolishness. Because them don't have the information, them don't examine the thing, and that is really what it is. If somebody give you some information, you must supposed to doubt it. Because doubt is not a bad thing, you know. Doubt allow you to go check out something. When you
analyze
doubt,
it. Said analyze it.
Yeah, when you doubt, you start to say, no, we have to say if this is true or not. See? So if you just get the information and analyze it, then you're in a problem. And you're going at some little supernatural thing. Some simple little thing Jamaican people, not about Jamaican people, but people have. And the information they don't know, but them no want to examine the information. Them just take it as a pass down, handed down thing. You know, it's like when people say, Muta, you're afraid you catch cold in your foot. Me never catch cold on my foot yet. Me don't know how you do that. Cold is a virus. You know, you don't catch cold on your foot. You know, see it. So you have some little things where people don't go into it. That's why Marcus Garvey talk about science. I mean, I talk about science as what's we are talking about examine. Because that's what science do, you know. It don't come to a conclusion, you know. Because where it reach is where it reach. Until you do more examination, then you will come to another situation. What religion do? Religion stop you without trying to get more information. So when a man read the Bible and him hear say God made the earth in a 6 days, him not examine it in his head and say, how that possible? Him suck it at that and say that, so him hand that down to him picnic. When the picnic come now and say, but how that possible? No, him say, don't talk, don't question God. See? So we are saying now, information must come to you and you must examine it. And how you go to examine it is to get other perspectives. You cannot have one perspective, you have other perspective that guide, you know, I say, you know, critically in your consciousness start to examine it and then you say, oh, this way I work with. And you work with it. And sometimes if you examine it to that level there, just like all the scientists looking at the microscope, the thing, and them examine the thing, and them see say this and this and this and that, and them come to a conclusion and can make all a tablet where even though it not cure you, but it ease your pain and them something there. It's because of examination and the information when present to you or when get presented with, him work with that information and then develop a certain thinking and then him reach another level.
Serious thing. We're gonna do the Q&A right now. Does anyone have a question for Mutabaruka?
Good morning, gentlemen, and thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. The question I had was from Mutabaruka. Is how do you remain authentic when you stick out and you don't feel supported, for example, by your own family? And what are some practical things you can do to implement that stuff?
All right.
Thank you.
See, when I just started, I used to live with my mother. And I used to do, it's a normal Jamaican youth amongst my mother. I have everything my mother give me. I go to church. Even though I never see her go to church yet, it's a joke thing. Because she said I go to church every Sunday and she stand up. And when I say, you know, I go to church, she said she have to stay home and cook. And that was a Roman Catholic church. And then my granny, she go to a Baptist church. But the thing with it is that after you start to grow into yourself, and you start to say, boy, you have to go out there now, go deal with your thing. Because them know why you're in the house, you know, my mother know why I'm in the house, you know, RASTA thing. And even though I used to work a big telephone company and all these things, it was a problem to them. And even in a telephone company, I used to start to see Rastafari and so on, and my ears started to lock up. And I realized I can't stay there so. So you have to find certain things to do, make you independent of that. And what we used to do, we used to sell what we call ital food. We cook ital food and then we go and we sell it, and that's how we get money. And so we used to pay rent and go to market and all them something there. And then now we start to live my mother's house and we go up now, we rent house. And we then at the house and we start to say, but this thing is serious now because we have to start fend for ourselves. So how you fend for yourself and maintain your commitment to what you see and understand. It takes a certain amount of, I don't know, it's kind, you have to be just reluctant to say, you're not going to do that. Or you're going to do that. Just like how we say, all right, I'm a RASTA, and whether or not I get a big job or not, I don't want a big job. Because if it's going to hinder me from suing me and seeing myself, I'm not going to deal with it. But yes, I know say, sometimes if you don't deal with it, you could get worse because of how the system set up. But then there's something inside of you that carry you and motivate you. And that is because you say, you know, me a Rasta, and Rasta, we're going to do certain things, you know, and we say, all right, we're going to start to create for ourselves. That is what you call now. You got to rely upon yourself to deal with yourself. So you start to find all sorts of things, a simple little thing. Like me see some ones at Jamaica, you see some whole heap of juice. You see man a paint, you see man a do all sorts of things. Now, even though them things they're simple, you know, but it keep you seeing in yourself, don't give up. You focus, don't stop. Sometimes you want to stop focus because the system set up. But that is really what it is. You have to understand, say, the system not really bigger than you, you know. And if you fall for that, you're part of the system, and then know you won't deal with what you deal with. What me would recommend is that sometimes the deeper you go, and you don't know, say there's a way out. At that time, you know, say there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes it's when you're going to give up, you see the light, you know. So I don't know how much pressure individuals can take, but I know a whole heap of pressure will take some serious pressure. I know some elders will go through some things where they never know, say, human beings could have got through in a Jamaica. And them stand up, that me could have come now and get testimony to something when I say, resilience. And we don't follow the system. We don't follow the system, but yes, we achieve the things that them say you can't achieve in the system because it's RASTA. There's nothing in the system but the system say you can't achieve when me not achieve. I'm still maintain myself and I still I go through. So I don't know how strong you want to stay, but my thing is that anytime you start to feel like you get weak, there's something there to strengthen you. And you have to just have that perseverance. I don't want to call it faith. Perseverance in yourself. Because really, Marcus Garvey again come to me. When me hear Marcus Garvey say, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won, even before you have started. That is my mantra. Anywhere I go, I always remember them words there. Marcus Garvey said, you have to have confidence in yourself. If you don't have no confidence, you're twice defeated, and you don't want to get twice defeated. Some people, when you feel like you'll get defeated, you have certain things where you can come back to. Most people do it too. Christian do it, Muslim do it. And you don't have to be a Christian, Muslim, or Rasta for know, say, confidence in self is something where it's very important to your movement. And that is really what mother say. Confidence in yourself. If you don't have no confidence, you're twice defeated. With confidence, you win even before you start.
Good morning, gentlemen. So a question to you, Muta. Why is it important to know where you're coming from in a world filled with confusion, false prophets, and misconceptions?
That's the very reason why you must know where you're coming from, because the whole place confused. That is really what it is all about now. Because if everything confused, and you know say it get confused, you have to know say you must know where you come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, anywhere we lead you go there. All right, now that's what we see even amongst the youth them. The youth them kind of get confused so much now that they don't know which part to go. And when them hear certain things, it look like alien to them, because the problem with where we are seeing, for instance, America, because we always refer to America, because they're near to it, and the most prevalent culture will affect we is the American culture. These people advertise them culture. I just recently Rasta started advertising, you know. I will look at the advertisement about Rasta, no, it's not something what you see on TV, you know. It's when you go around the place and you see red, gold, and green, you see man and locks, and you say, but wait, locks is part of the culture, and Rasta never got print up no billboard, say locks. But you see it happen. So, the idea of culture, because everything starts from a culture, you know, religion, politics, archaeology, anthropology, everything starts from culture. And if you can identify you as an African person, but you have to know, you have to identify yourself as African. Because sometimes we have to say black, and we don't know what we are talking about because everybody associates with the land. Land is power. You know, if you can identify with land, you don't have no power. The Chinaman identify with China. That is why they name Chinese. The Indian identify with India. That's why they name India. Black people say black. And then when you say, which part black come from? Some say Jamaica. Of course, it's Jamaica. But you have a whole heap of people at Jamaica with no black. So, first of all, say, Africa for the Africans. Those at home and those abroad. And then now, you start to look into it and say, why is it that I must look into myself as an African? You start to now go look and explore and examine. Wooly power now don't read. The iPhone is the new God. I say women are asleep with them iPhone. I don't know what can happen between you go to bed and wake up that you have to have your iPhone beside you. But anything, there's no knowledge again that is partake in here. The iPhone is the knowledge. And when you're done looking at the iPhone, you forget it. When you read sometime, you bring it in your more. So I would have said now, history teach you that it can recommend you to know and carry on to the future. And if you cut off that history, Marcus Garvey again say, a people without a knowledge of them history is like a tree without root. A people without a knowledge of them history is like a tree without root. And them things that me I learn from me as 18-year-old or 17-year-old, me I read about Marcus Garvey. If you tell a youth know about Marcus Garvey, I say, who name so? Well, that's not a problem. But if you hear the word and you have your computer in front of you, and you hear Muta come and say, Marcus Garvey, who name so? And you must go so click, Google Marcus Garvey, philosophy and opinion. And if you go on your YouTube, you go to see an audio book where most people don't want to read again because something wrong with them eye. But you listen it. The audio book of the autobiography, the audio book of all of the people them where you hear, people like them man you talk about continuously. You can get it on your iPhone. So you don't have no excuse. No excuse. So that is what history is all about. Why you must know history is because that will guide you to your present situation and future understanding. 1 step forward, 2 steps backward. That is what black people are doing. Instead of we go forward continuously. Because we don't know where we are coming from. Most people know you say, you're African. They say, me I'm not African, me not come from Africa. What do you mean you not come from Africa? If a cow born in a pig pen, it means not a pig. There's a cow anywhere you take it. The cow go move anywhere you go. Black people born in a them place, them become the place where them there, where them know that the place that oppress them and them family and them friend. White people thief this land here. Them thief the land from the so-called Native Americans. And now them a tell people say, they must go home back which part them come from. And most of them they come from somewhere else other than America. You know, you get on your TV with during the election here. People are telling them, say, them are going to deport this and deport that. So which part of them family come from? Them family not come from here, so. My family not come from here, so. We come on here, so, by miscarriage. We never intend to come here. Them carry us here to enslave us and have to work on plantation. Now them come from another place and run from persecution. Come on here, so. And when them come on here, so they make it them home. And them have you in it more than them. Black women spend more money on trying to change how them look than any other group of people. Everything for black women now extended. Them have ear extend, eyelash extend, fingernail extend, bottom extend, breast extend, everything extend. You have to mind how you sleep with a woman nowadays, you know, because you got to sleep with a woman one way, and when you look, when you wake up, it's a different woman you say, what's it? I don't you me that sleep with. You could have sleep with a man and don't even know. Because when them just dress like woman, some of them man they dress like woman, you say, wow, She look like Miss World, and when you go to bed to wake up, you look like Dracula. It's a thing. So you have to know, say, there's something out there that is not causing us to know history. History is a very important thing. Are there these people that control this place, you think them forget where them come from? Are them Jew and them this and this? Them not forget where them come from. Black people, they make sure say you forget. Because every time you turn around and something you advertise them, something advertise something where they make, and say you them want to buy it. Look on all them hip-hop artists there. Them have things and have things where it don't have nothing to do with them history. Because they are sold into that. I know I see some little thing I go on and thing there with the brother name, Sean Combs, P. Diddy and them something.
Yeah, Diddy, yeah.
They get to say every one of them people there, I saw them it go on, black people, fall, them get into that. And that is where them have the youth them and move towards. Because them don't have no history, them get cut off. Them history get cut off right there. So them become even more cruel and wicked than the slave master. It's a terrible thing. You have to know history, Virgin. You have to know the history, yeah.
For me, it's very special that Mutabaruka here. He was a great inspiration to me. He is the reason, you're going to say something when I say it probably, but he's the reason I actually stopped drinking alcohol and stopped eating meat. He did yeah, seriously. Oh, you all know now. He did an interview with Carter Van Pelt.
Oh, make a cut off your ear and start beard, your beard.
No, you didn't do that. That was on my own.
Muslim.
You did an interview with Carter Van Pelt in 1996. And believe it or not, I was reading it on Thanksgiving after just eating a bunch of food and sitting there. And it really touched me. I said, yo, this thing makes sense. So I started the journey. So we give thanks for that. We give thanks for all the work you've been doing. The whole generation inspired, really appreciate it.